Turn the microphone on. Good evening. Let's see if I've got some audio coming out first. Turn the microphone. Yeah, I've got audio. Anyway, very good evening to you, everybody tonight. Thanks for everybody signing up to the list. If you want to join the net, just let us know here on the wideband chat. Please be gentle with me. First time I've tried to do this running a net, and already realised I need more eyes and hands than I've got available to me. Anyway, let's get started. We've got a big long list, and I know Dave's time limited, so let's pass it around to Dave. G8 GKQ and the
GU6EFB, G8GKQ. Thanks very much, Keith, and thanks for stepping up to run the net tonight. There is now a rota on the BATC forum for future weeks, so anybody can have a go. Please sign up. Please just put a message on there, and I'll put you in the master list. I just wanted to come on quickly because I'm going to have to dash at about 8:10 to talk about Cat 25. All planned. The two major times are 7:15 for those of you having dinner on Saturday evening, and 10 o'clock when doors open on Sunday. Please, there's no point, unless you want to stand in the car park, there's no point in coming earlier than 10 because we won't get in earlier than 10. Please bring as much junk as possible to sell on the bring and buy. We have lots of room for that. And we will also have a decent amount of test equipment there. I've had a couple of requests for testing of preamps and port sounds. So please bring your test equipment along. Probably Mike, call me please when you get there. You've got my mobile number for testing, for dropping stuff up on Saturday. Give us a call. We'll come and get it from you. The other thing that's been happening this week is ISS Ham TV has finally come on the air. It's a pretty reasonable signal. Let's show you that. This is it on band viewer on my about 85 centimetre dish. MER of 15, D13. And the other, I don't know whether this will change dynamically. Let's see whether it does. And there's my dish, which is using a Yaesu Azel rotator. A little waterproof cover on the LNA, and it's about a 4-turn helix there. And all the Raspberry Pi rotator controller is in the green box on the patio there. I'm going to have to move it tomorrow because it will now only go out for special occasions when the camera is on. They're currently transmitting a blank raster, so we're waiting for the camera. Right, that's it from me. Look forward to seeing you all at the weekend, and bring as much junk as you can for everybody to take away. G8GKQ passing transmission round to Colin, G4KLB, and I'll be watching the rest but not transmitting. Good night all.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dave. Okay, I struggled a little bit with catching all the audio that time. There we are. I should set up a port stand for monitoring, really, shouldn't I? Does it work all right on that? Right, okay, hang on. There's a picture of me somewhere. There we go. Okay, I'll try and be brief then, in that case, because we've got a decent list. Thanks to Keith for doing this. You've got quite a big list on your first day, haven't you? Crikey. So I'll try and stick to the schedule and keep it a bit short. Yes, I've also been attempting ISS reception, but in a very basic form. I've set up actually I've set up both of these. I found out that my SR systems will transmit on the IF frequency that I require. So I've set this one up to do the business. But today there was a bit of a conspiracy, I have to say. So that'll probably say something on there. Come on, boot up. This one takes ages to boot up. But you got various bits on there. That's not going to focus, is it? It doesn't want to focus. But yeah, it's really struggling. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There's nothing to see there anyway. But a bit of a conspiracy. The first pass of the day was pretty good. I went outside with the dish and just that receiver, because now that we can use a standard satellite receiver, which we couldn't do before, I thought that would be rather fun to try that. I went out there and it started to spit with rain, and then it got a bit heavier. I got out there a bit early as well, in readiness, and got absolutely drenched. Then it got really heavy just as the pass was starting, and I'm trying to protect the the receiver under the dish, and in the end I had to abandon. I got absolutely soaked. I couldn't get any wetter at all. And then once it disappeared over the horizon, the sun come out, and I've been using this using a little app that you can get from NASA, called, where is it? Spot the Station. A little app you can spot the station. I won't go any further on that. I might show you that on the next over possibly. Right, okay, that'll do from me, I reckon. I didn't see who I was passing it to actually. Martin, G8KOE to take it. G4KLB with a unusually short over.
Yeah, I think you're trying to catch me out there, Colin. Must admit, I think you're trying to catch me out there, Colin. You weren't that strong with me using SDR television. I couldn't decode you, but I decoded you using. You're just below the what I could do. Yeah. Anyway, we're transmitting you to SDR television, and just for reference purposes, receiving myself. I think it was early today I did. On SDR TV, it was MER 7.1 and margin of 4. Open tuner was 6.9 with a margin of 3.8, and the ride was 6.7 with a margin of 3.7. So very similar. The only thing I do notice is that some signals it likes and some signals it doesn't like. But overall, it's quite good. Working well. Look forward to the next version. I better keep running on. It's. I thought we'd show the computer that we're using. Just because I can. Let's go to there. That's what's inside my Dell, which is an i7 13th generation. I've got the top off because I'm going to upgrade the memory. At the moment it's got 16. I'm going to put probably 32 in. I think it's too... Anyway, that's the beastie there. Let's go back to me. And the other thing I've been playing with is... if we can get to find the right thing, is the left side of things. I've got a pole in the centre of the garden now, so as I can try different receive setups. This is a cheapy one that I purchased, which isn't necessarily particularly good, but we will be playing with that. Let's get rid of one, but John, let's come over there. I didn't want it over there. Suggest I got this one, which is from the UK Astronomers Association, which is a nice little kit which should arrive tomorrow, so I'm going to build that one up and do some comparisons. Now, FAQ, when I did receive it, which was using my homemade one, which is that one, which is, I can't remember if it's all the filtering in or not, it might not. That was the bits that didn't do. I'm running through quickly on things, but I did get, that's going to appear over there, no it's not. That one come over, oh yes it is. Let's drag that one across here. I did get my little card from them, or e-card shall we say. I don't normally collect e-cards, but it's quite pleasant to actually get it. The other thing that we've been playing with is my Wellgood loop, which was in need of some TLC, shall we say. That's what it did look like. But it was all sort of falling apart. That's what it looks like now. Basically the same bits of kit. That's what's inside it. Nice little board. I'm running through quickly because I'm trying not to exceed the 5-minute section. Oh, that was the little coil that you've got to wind. Absolutely pain because it's lots of different windings and not easy at all. It's very fine wire. But, that's working a treat now. That's what it looks like. Right, that's 4 minutes 50. So I'm going to pass it over to G4SAQ, I think it's next. So I'll put a test card and it's all yours.
G8KOE in the group, this is G4SAQ. Yeah, very good evening everyone. Thanks for running the net, Keith. Yeah, you've got a big job tonight, haven't you? Thrown in at the deep end, well and truly. Okay, first thing to say is I'm looking forward to Cat 25. I didn't make it last year. I'm not sure whether I made it the year before or not, but normally it's right at the time I used to go sailing with my children and grandchildren. But now I've sold the boat, so I've got no excuse. I'm looking forward to coming to Cat 25. Normally when I come onto the net, I don't have anything to tell you about because I haven't been making very much. But I actually have got something to show you this time. And I shall be quick, bearing in mind the time limitations that we have. There we are. One of the things I've done is I've finally got round to building my G4 DDK preamp for 23 SEMS, and I've got quite a few of the components on so far today, but fair few still to go. But it's nice to do it in short bursts so it doesn't get too overpowering. And the other thing I've done, which I found very interesting, I'm just going to try and find the controller for, that's what I want to do. I want to pull the zoom back, if I can get it to, I'm not very expert on this, there we are. Hopefully I'll pull the zoom back. And I can show you, this is a directional coupler to the specification of W1 gigahertz Paul Wade, and it's actually the second one I've made. If I take the top off, and I can show you inside. You can see that you've got the main line going through, and at the top you've got the 50 ohm coupling line. And I found that it seems to work remarkably well. And of course, it's not particularly difficult to build. And the advantage of it is that you've got 2 ports on the coupling line. At the moment, I've got a 50 ohm termination on one of them, but you can of course read forward and reflected power at the same time using that. So it's pretty cool. I'm taking that along the Cat25 to get the coupling measured accurately. I think it's about minus 43 dB on 23 sems, which is about what Paul Wade said it would be. The other thing I've got to show you, which I'm very pleased with, is one of these. It's a high power transfer switch from the Dow Key Microwave Corporation in America, and I've been looking out for one of these for a long time, and all of a sudden one popped up on eBay. So yeah, I was delighted to get that, and that will probably find use in the high power PA that I hope to build. So there we are. Let's transition back to my picture. There we are, just about right now. Okay, so I mustn't hold it any longer. The next one on the list, I believe, is Roger. So it'd be nice to see you on, Roger. G3RUZ to take it with the group. This is G4SAQ, putting up a test card and then dropping carrier.
Well, thank you very much, Russ. Just check the audio a moment. Hope we're getting through. Yep, apparently we are. Well, good evening, everybody. Sorry, it's been a very long time since I was last on, and for various reasons. Doing quite a lot of reorganisation of the shack, and built another sort of Windows 11 machine that I'm going to try and reserve for DATV matters rather than use the main one. It's getting horribly complicated. But the main thing, I think, is I've managed, as you may see from the data. Thank you very much, Simon. We've got your wonderful software running, and I hope the results are reasonably acceptable. It took me I got the receiver going fine, and that was excellent. But it took me quite a long time to get the transmitting side going, because I know it sounds obvious and straightforward, but the ancient grey cells didn't cope terribly well with sorting out the necessary numbers to go down on 70 sems to transfer to down by the dish, which is what I do because it's rather a long way to make up the losses. Anyway, won't bore you with that. I hope this is working okay, and I hope the pictures are of acceptable quality. The only snag, as others have noted, because I'm very marginal with the position of the dish here, if anything slightly down on signal strength, down below the normal, as it were, beacon level or just below it, it doesn't resolve on the SDR television, as well as it does on the anything relating to the mini tuner. So I'm monitoring on with Open Tuner at the moment, with the mini tuner, of course, on the business end. And it's about half a dB, but it does make a difference. So if you are able to squeeze any more out of it, Simon, that would be very, very acceptable. But I think what you've done has been absolutely amazing. Mightily impressed, and thank you very, very much. Anyway, that's enough from me. Wish I was coming to Cat, but I'm afraid that's not a possibility these days. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you very much, Keith, for shouldering the burden of Master of Ceremonies tonight. Obviously, people have been rather attracted to the idea of out of the mainland control. So good on you on that one. So I won't come back a second time unless there's anything in particular. So, but I will be watching. I haven't missed any weeks watching you all, so I've been following along. So where do we go? We go over to Northern Ireland, to you, Richard. GI4DOH, no doubt now getting very ready for that amazing expedition. No doubt you'll update us on that. So GI4DOH to take it from G3IUZ and the BATC net.
Okie dokie, let's get something prettier. Yeah. Well, that didn't go very well. Good evening, everyone. G4ELI. Yes, let me mute my own audio. The running order went wrong. SAQ wasn't paying attention. So I apologise, first of all, for lip sync. I didn't set it up. I've lost all my settings as being a total wally. Well, that's the reason. I'll just see if I can dynamically switch over as well. Hang on. Just switching over to a different camera. Yep, there we go. Much better. That's actually the camera I'm using at the moment is the Anker C200. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Interested in ham TV, it's DVB-S, which I don't support in SDR television. Wonder how you're handling the Doppler correction. And for the first time, I think, as far as I'm aware, I'm using the Libra SDR on the BATC net. Having said that, I may have been using it last week. Regarding using SDR television, if there's anybody who wants to have a play, there is a manual. There's a big button on the ribbon bar, manual, and it's written on the front page. Please read the manual. But the issues in using different down converters, I do agree. It's possibly not blindingly obvious how to add additional down converters. So I may add a few more myself, but I'll make sure I get that documented. I am continually working on the sensitivity, trying to find out why I've got this loss of sensitivity. Spent about 3 days coding something called Gardner timing error correction, I suppose, and that actually made things marginally worse. So it looks like my timing is actually good. I'm very sure at the moment the issues with the LDPC, and I came across a very comprehensive library that's been written with lots of different LDPC. What am I talking about? LDPC is part of the forward error correction. So I'm working on that. Interestingly, I'm also coding up the Spectran V6 Eco, which I have here. Very nice receiver, a very beautifully constructed and presented piece of hardware. And just what it's worth, I managed to decode G4KLB Colin perfectly. So there we go. I think the next person is Mike. Okay, I've got nothing else. You can see behind me, let's see over there. That's the hairy hound, fast asleep. He doesn't... When I start talking to someone, if someone comes to visit or whatever, he starts playing up like a small child after attention. I think he's got a bit bored. He's tired. We were out walking for hours and hours today. So over to Harwell in Oxfordshire. And I apologise if the audio is not particularly good. I suddenly realised I lost all my settings because I've been playing around with identities in the software. So here we go, over to Oxfordshire from G4ELI.
Okay, Oxfordshire calling. Hopefully receiving me. Oh, I seem to have frozen. Oh no, that's good. Right, thank you, Simon. Your audio was fine. It wasn't anywhere near your lip sync, but the audio was okay, and you can probably hear some noises off. I've got a few things to talk about, so I better get on with it. Let's go straight to the camera. Well, I can actually. The first thing I can probably show you is this. It doesn't need the camera. It's appeared today. So I don't know if people are interested in these dishes. Maybe, I don't know. I've just fitted a potty feed to it. Oops. In a not a very orthodox way. And I just need to adjust that and see if it works and whether the plastic pipe that it's sitting on degrades it, and I need to build a tripod. But what I'll probably do is build a sort of a cone which will cover the with this bit of the feed and make sure it's waterproof. Why am I talking about this? Well, it's too small for TV, of course, but ideal for SSB, and the point is it's in 3 sections, so you can take it away with you. You could use it to receive the ISS, or you could hopefully receive QL100. The holes are a bit big, and I think that might be an issue, but they're only a small percentage of the overall area. I guess you could cover it with tin foil, but they're about 1/4 of an inch each, and that's too big for 10 gigahertz. So that's one thing. Available from Mouser. Ordered on Monday and delivered on Wednesday. Now, let's go to the other thing. Right, here we go. Rover cam. Oop, no, not that. That. Let me go away a bit. This appeared. Oop. Oh, the light's getting in the way again. Maybe I can find a position where it isn't. Oop. Anyway, it's a radio berry. I don't know if anyone's come across those or not, but that turned up. Not the whole thing. I bought the bit separately, and I'm quite impressed actually. It works very well. It's a Raspberry Pi. Right, let's put this thing back here. A Raspberry Pi with a basically a type of SDR on it, and it transmits and receives. Only goes up to 30 megahertz, so not useful for TV. So no, Tim, the radio berry will not work on ham TV. However, the dish will, because it's 70 centimetres or so, about the right size, and packable. So yeah, quite impressed with that, and the delivery is good. Kraken RF. You only need the dish, of course, you don't need their feed. They do a feed that would be linear polarised, so it may be suitable for ham TV. Or you could use a potty feed. And the thing about the potty feed is the this bit here, you notice there's no lens on here. Well, if you use it like that, it's really well suited to a dish with an f to d of 0.3ish. And the f to d, the focal length of that dish, is 0.35. So it's not a bad match to the patch. It's a little bit too short, but it's a good match on the 10 gigs. So it should be really good for QL100 SSB. It's not what it's designed for, but the usual things. And of course we've got the bullseye there with Colin G4EML's designed mount, but without the lens.
Okay, we've only got 5 minutes each, so I better get on with it. Sorry about that. And let's yes, it's a yeah, the crowdfunding, Colin, ignore that. Just buy it from Mouser. It'll turn up in 3 days rather than in 6 months, and you won't have to pay tax, or extra tax rather. You have to pay VAT. I think it's Richard again. It says here that it's Roger, but I know it's not Roger. So Richard, finally, GI4DOH G0MJW.
G0MJW of the BATC Net, GI4DOH. Thanks, Mike. G0MJW of the BATC Net, Stop. Getting rid of the audio there. Yes, good evening all. Good evening, Don. EI8DJ. You see you on the list there. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday at Cat 25. I'll be flying out at lunchtime tomorrow. So I'll just do one round tonight. There's still a bit of packing to do. Evening, also Robert, J6IDJ. I see you're on the streamer there. Yeah, I missed last week because I think I'd just headed off to Rathlin Island for the IOTA contest at the weekend. That was good fun. We did very well, or the CW station did very well. It's just wondering, what am I doing with the cameras here? Let's see. It's been a while since I wasn't on last week. There's normally a KPA 500 amplifier there, and there's normally a K3 there, but the HF station is in a state of disrepair after all that, and trying to get everything back together again. I'll sort that out next week after Cat 25. Russ, your coupler for getting up into the higher bands. I'm actually working on a coupler for HF. It's pretty straightforward. The centre of a bit of RG213 going through there. There will be a couple of toroids, and there'll be 32 turns on one of them for 30 dB coupling, and the other will be 100 turns for minus 40 dB coupling. I've actually got some of these amplifier which have replaced the devices, and they're just not right. So I want to see what the third or what the harmonics are. That I think that'll be a giveaway if other components are gone on one side of the push-pull thing. The trouble is, in circuit you can't really measure the value of capacitors, and as a surface mount I don't particularly want to take them out, but I suspect that they might have blown on one side. So while I've got the DC path through the bias, certainly not getting the RF out that I would expect from that. But challenge, and it's just convenient that Racon Basics had that circuit this month. I'm sure I could have found something similar online, and those were all parts in hand, so that was good to have all that. So I think that's about it. Worked through my list. I'll not come on for a second time. I'll listen for the rest of this round, and then I need to go and pack a few things. If I leave it to the last minute, I forget something important like a toothbrush or deodorant or thereabouts. So going back to the list, it's Michael, EA7KIR with the BATC Net. This is GI4DOH. Good night all.
Good evening, all. Yeah, well, I'll probably just come on once. I'll say that now before I forget to say it, because I don't have a lot to say, but I'll get it all over in one round, okay? But I've made a little bit of progress with this repeater software that I'm writing, which I call atomic repeater, mainly because it's supposed to be all in one, i.e. no external hardware or very little of it. So I just there's a web page for it just to show you what we're doing, and I'll tell you what I've done. That's the web page. So don't bother even looking, because the actual software isn't public yet. But that'll be the page that it's on eventually. And I've been struggling with getting it going. I've been writing the control software, which I've rewritten God knows how many times. But the bit that's really been stumbling me is getting rid of the HDMI switcher and an external hardware encoder and all the cables that go with it, which is the aim of this project. And I've made some progress, actually. Not enough to show you, but enough to give me confidence, or at least more confidence, because I was almost at the point of giving up, to be honest. But to give me confidence that my vision is practical, probably. Probably. So I was so overwhelmed, because I just managed that only this morning, actually. And believe me, I've been thrashing it for days, about 2 months actually, probably longer, I don't know. Just trying to solve one tiny problem. And it all fell together today. So to celebrate, I thought, well, I'll start another project and run that in parallel, because I always like to be doing more than one thing at a time. It's more confusing that way. So, where are we? Yeah, what I've been thinking of doing, let's put the other camera on again. This is my setup. I've shown you this a million times, but in case you haven't seen it, here it is again. On the top, you've got the transmitter, and that's the receiver, okay, and the touch screens, okay. But it's kind of big, isn't it? And my problem is desk space. I don't have a lot of it. That's it really. I've got some junk on this side, but and there's a window up there to make it worse, you see. So I can't put anything there. Over here, I've got a printer. I could just about fit a 19-inch rack out there, but they stick out too far, So what I thought I'd do is, instead of having two boxes like I've just shown you, I'll have one box. I know this is going to sound like a Portsdown, but I'm going to have one box with nothing on it except an on-off switch. And then, this is insane, is this? Viewers that have been watching this net since I started, which is a few years ago now, might remember me. This was my first project. This was the user interface for my very first QSO on Q100. This is the GitHub page, and as you can see, it's archived. I don't know if you can read that, but it's archived as that, abandoned. But it's a lovely interface. It had problems, and it only runs on a Mac, right? It only runs on a Mac, and that's why I finished up moving it away. And at that point, I thought, no, I want it in hardware boxes. Well, we're going back to, as I said, putting it all in one box with no controls on it whatsoever except a main switch. So I thought, well, I'll port. I didn't port it, actually. I just copied. I copied the user interface part of the software from the receiver and compiled it over here, and here it is running on a Mac. Now, it doesn't do anything because it's not connected. That would have to have an Ethernet connection. So that's just, but it's showing the stream, and if it were receiving, you'd have data there, like you do over here. You see, same thing. It's a talk about going round in circles, eh? Going round in circles. So that's it really. So that's another project, and of course, if I put it in one screen on a computer monitor, I don't need two spectrums. I can just have one or none. You could always use the internet for the spectrum, but tuning would be more difficult. So yeah, just one. And at the moment, it's written in Go. Now the one that was on the Mac was written in Swift, which the user interface was in Swift UI, and that only runs on Mac, so it's not portable. But written in Go, this would run on a Linux machine. Well, it is running on a Linux machine over there, actually. It would also run on a PC as well, actually. It would need recompiling, but that's all, basically. In fact, the only thing I had to change on this, because this particular computer screen is double pixels, whatever that means. You get 2 pixels for the price of one. I had to double the number of pixels for the spectrum, because it was only coming out that big. So I just times 2 on the width and height, and boom, it's showing as it should. So it would depend on what kind of screen you were showing it on, I suppose. But maybe all screens are like that now, I don't know. Anyhow, that's what I've been doing, so I'm feeling slightly elated and making a little bit of progress. Is there anything else I want to say? I don't think so. Let's just have a look on the chat, see if anybody's said anything. Probably not. I don't know if he's talking to... No, he's talking about the dish, I think. Okay, so according to my list, we're going to... Where are we going? We're going to John. We're going to John, G7JTT. Are you ready, John? As I say, I won't come on again unless I need to. You know, in other words, someone wants to ask me a question, which is highly unlikely. So over to you, John. G7JTT from EA7KIR.
Is that going to work? There we go. Right, let's get the mouse somewhere over there. Cancel that. Right. Good evening all. This thing's, I've got to touch wood while I say it, it's still working. Wow. I haven't blown up any PAs for a while. I'm still reduced power, but I've reduced the FEC. So hopefully you're still all seeing me. Anyway, I trust everybody's well. I guess Mario's gone by now, but I was just going to say, hopefully they're all safe out in Hawaii and nowhere near the coast. But I think he's already gone by now. The Cat 25, yes, looking forward to that. Hopefully we get there okay. I've got to take her to work first thing in the morning, and then I'll be leaving here. So I'll probably get there a little bit early, but it's pointless me coming home for half an hour to then leave. I might as well just arrive half an hour early. I can always sit in the car, I'm no worries about that. What else have I got wrote down here? Yes, as everybody's already said, thanks Keith for stepping up. You're doing a fantastic job, and it's as we said earlier, it's not an easy task, so well done you. So what have I been up to? Well, I've been rerouting for all my components and trying to get them out of old dodgy Ziploc bags that have all fell to pieces, and most of the components being in the bottom of the trays, etc., and try to redo it. So that bit, where are we? There and there is all the components now in trays and multi-compartment type things. I've just got the transistors and diodes to do, and we should be done, hopefully. It's it's been quite surprising because I've come across components that I haven't used in years. One of them was a what was it, a BB105, was it, the Variac, the old variable tuner thing we used to use on the Solent for doing the the tuning on it, and BRF 90s and BFR 96s, which I think we used to use in the PAs. So, and BF 88s, I think that was the other thing. Anyway, totally obsolete stuff now. I don't know why I didn't just bin them really, but I'll keep them, because you never know, one day someone will say, oh, I've been looking out for one of these, and I can say, well, there you go, I've got a couple, you can have them. So other than that, I haven't really done much else. Still haven't got around to doing the ham TV yet. Every time it's been a reasonable pass, I've been otherwise engaged with stuff, so I need to get the wife's having a bike converted to an electric bike, and the sooner that gets done the better, because she can go to work on her own and be more independent rather than me having to take her into work and pick her up all the time. So that was that. And the only other thing I've done is I've decided that I wanted to change my ADSB antenna. So I don't want to do one of these coax things, because the coax collinears, they just seem so much trouble to try and get to go in, and by all accounts they don't work. So I didn't bother. Anyway, I came across this design, which I have done before, but the one I did when I originally built it, I didn't have the mechanisms to be able to test it. So I made it to measurements, but after testing it, the SWR is about 2 to 1. So I thought I'd remake it, and just as a bit of a test jig at the moment, I've got it connected to a good old Marks and Spencer's biscuit tin, but it's all there, and the match on it is actually really quite good, if I can get it without busting it. Go to there, and then let's go across to there, and if I go to that, you'll see there it is as near as, damn it, 1 to 1. So I look forward to putting that up and seeing how that works. Hopefully it will increase. I get reasonable coverage as it is. I get a couple hundred nautical miles, but it would be nice to just be able to just get that extra few miles to get back down to the south coast again. So that's the intention anyway. So other than that, I'm just looking around, nothing else really. Oh, actually, as Bernie's on, I just want to show you something actually. This is more for Bernie's benefit. I think others have seen this already, but so at the local rally, someone was selling these boxes. They're 3D printed, Pelican style type boxes, complete with proper clip down fins and little handle. They were selling them for £5. So the other day I was using this little device which we built at Finley, and the problem was it was peeing down with rain. And although I put a plastic bag on it, I thought, oh, it's got to be a better way to do this. So what I'm going to do, it just so happens that this will fit perfectly in here, including the antenna. So I assume it's relatively RF transparent, but we shall find out the next time we get some decent rain. So the idea is I can just put it out in the garden and I ain't going to worry about plastic bags blowing off and so on. So anyway, I just thought I'd show that as I knew Bernie was on. Right, with that, I better pass it on round to Jim. Sorry, James, G0DQH, G7, JTT in a group. Cheers all.
I think I've got audio. I think I've got audio. Okay. I think I've got audio. Just turn that down. Okay. Go back to the Pro camera. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Yeah, I've been away for a week. Mo and I have been to Pembrokeshire for a week. Got back today at 4:30, and we got caught up in that rain on the M4, and it was pretty bad. But at least it washed all the mud off the mud underneath the car. But it was bad. I've never seen rain like that. It was just running down the motorway like I don't know what, and the spray was pretty bad. But we managed to get out and do whatever we needed to do every day, and got a bit of kayaking in as well. Day before yesterday, it was lovely weather down there. I can't remember what the beach was now, but it was great. About a mile out and back again, so my arms were absolutely aching afterwards. But yeah, it was a good week, absolutely brilliant, and the weather was kind to us as well, except for today. So Russ, this is, you'll remember this, John, from our analog days, and if you got involved with this design as well. This is the 23 SEMS. Put the right camera on a minute. Put the webcam on, that's it. And cut through. Okay. This is the, if I can hold the darn thing steady. This is Russ. This is the preamp most of us were using in the analog days. You can just make out the two mimics on the right hand side, where you see the two small chokes, or should I say inductors. The tuning bars and the FET. Where's the blimmin' FET too? It's so small. Anyway, it's there. And the other side, of course, you've got the three trimmers just there for tuning. The gain on this thing was 38 dB. Unbelievable. It was either the picture was there or it wasn't. It was just as good as that. And you remember this design, John, because you were very much involved as well with the printing of the printed circuit board. You can either put line power into this one or 12 volts, but the feed through cap, which is broken off. You can see it is actually broken off. So there you are, Russ. John will tell you how good this preamp was, and you were perfectly welcome to borrow that. Anyway, I've got to cut it short. I won't be back for a second go. I'm pretty knackered, having driven virtually all the way from Pembroke to Hampshire today. I think we had 2 stops only, and as I said, the weather was atrocious before we got home, but it's all cleared away now, thankfully. Anyway, see you all next week, hopefully. I'll still be here for the end of the overs, okay? This is G0DQH, and we're located between Southampton and Winchester in Valley Park. Very good evening to everyone, and I'm now dropping carrier.
Good evening, everybody. G0DQH in the net from G6GZH. Hopefully that's working. Thank you to Keith for running the net tonight. Quite a busy one. I have been on it once before, but that was about three years ago, probably longer actually. I was QRP at the time, and then decided to get a bigger amplifier. I got an amplifier off Jim NTG a couple of years ago, well over a couple of years ago, and it's integrating that with my system kind of broke everything, and then I started to suffer from desense as soon as I applied voltage to it without any drive, and it knocked my receive performance down by about 5 dB, which basically took everything out on the satellite. And then I kind of got busy with other things, and this week got motivated with the upcoming CAT 25 in case I wanted to have anything checked out there. So I did a load of further investigations. One of the difficulties I have is that the PA is up in the loft, and the control gear and everything else, and the Pluto. And bringing it down to the bench, everything appeared to work. I couldn't see any problems. It was only when it was installed that there were problems. So earlier in the week I spent a day going up and down into the loft. I must have been up and down about 20 or 30 times, trying various things, applying various filters here, there and everywhere. Without success. Everything was looking good apart from that issue, and eventually it turned out to be the power supply. So I've now got a temporary power supply in there which is doing the job, but it's only just got enough power to run at this sort of level, just enough, not much headroom, so I'm hoping to improve that by getting another power supply. Anyway, that's why I haven't been on for a while, but I thought I'd make the effort before CAT 25, as I said, and also so you get a chance to see what I look like and know to avoid me at the event. I'll be there at the dinner and at the and on the day, and just checking my notes to see what comments were. There's lots of interesting stuff. I won't comment on everything. Martin spoke about VLF. I've got an E-field antenna coming from China. I don't know whether it's any good, but we'll find out, hopefully, whether I can do VLF with that. Russ mentioned and showed the directional coupler. I'm interested to know what frequencies that is. I guess I can look it up on the net. It was W1 gigahertz, I think you said. It'd be interesting to know what frequencies that covers. It looked quite interesting. And for John, yeah, my ADSB antenna, I bought one from I think a Polish supplier some years ago. I don't think he does them anymore. I don't know whether this will work, but I'll just try switching to a screen, and that may show. Be a bit of delay before I can confirm that, because I can't see what's coming up now that I've switched it, but if it comes up on the main screen, you might be able to see my current reception, or maybe not. No, it doesn't look like it's switched, does it? Try again. Apparently no sound on that, but that shows you where I am as well, in a village in North Cambridgeshire called Tips End. Right, that's probably enough for me for this time around. I shall pass it round to Bernie, G4HJW with the net G6GZH. I'll just put a card up.
Yeah, that was a good signal, Dave. Certainly a few dB stronger than you were last year. I've got everything here working. Oh, it's suddenly gone dark because it's been night, so this is going to be a very dark image of me. I'm on the artificial lighting now. I'm out in an outbuilding that has plenty of glass in it, which is great during the day, but not at this time. Oh yeah, in just about see me. That's good enough. Yes, that was working well, Dave. And as you correctly found out, you'd lost audio when you switched over. Dave and I had lunch with a few other amateurs as usual at Milton, north side of Cambridge. So I knew Dave was coming on. And I've come on because I've got the old system working again, which is vMix and DATV Express. This vMix does not seem to use up its 60-day free use. And the only thing I can think of is I'm running it on a Windows 7 machine. All the other machines are Windows 10, and they've all those programs have stopped. But I changed the bitrate total right down to 0.7, and all my overflows just stopped straight away. So I can at least reliably come on. I just need a bit more lighting. I've been having a few years off doing the optical. I do keep an eye on what LEDs are about, particularly on AliExpress. I look for infrared ones. I've never really done much on that. And the last batch I bought were very sensitive when used on receive. So that's what this is in the old Mark II Finningley. And what that will allow me to do, being a shrinking violet, I don't like going out portable and being seen. And with a red LED, that is in effect AM, so you don't really see the LED changing brilliance when it's modulated. Because with the infrared it's not an issue at all, and I can put SSB through it, so I've just done a quick SSB generator and then down converted to 4kcs, 4.5 kcs, and it's LSB, so I can more easily filter out the 50 and 100 Hz and their harmonic spurities on street lighting and the like. So I'm very pleased with that, so I'm spending a bit of time back on that. Okay, on that converter, John, that's very good. And I've done the same. I just haven't got the picture with me here, so I can't show you it. I found a standard outdoor box. I've just used the LMB there. You know, I've been working on having a buffer after the TCXO, so it can extend the leads. So in my box there is just that LMB. And when we had that awful weather about a week ago, it lasted what, 3 days, I was consistently seeing 4 beacons, which I'm very pleased with. This is without a dish, just the LMB. And then that was pointing south, south, east. I pointed it round to the west or southwest, so that Dave, Ofcom Dave, could. I just wanted to see if I could see his beacon, GB3BD, and blow me, I was receiving 6 beacons. I didn't even know there were 6 beacons in the UK on 37, so I was very, very happy with that. And that's just a test bed really up there. But that box should be okay, John. I don't think the plastic will insulate it much. Let me have a look at my list. The converter, I didn't know somebody was going to do a write-up in Scatterpoint. But all of a sudden I got 4 emails in one day. Have you got any boards? And you know, I really don't like doing sending off boards. I'd rather have a fixed period of building, so you know when the end date is. There's enough people interested that I think we'll do another. Kevin's interested in doing another build session at Finningley, but it will be the end of the year for that. Oh, tonight I'm using, I know you'll not see it, no, you'll not see it to best effect, I haven't got enough light, but I'm using an old Panasonic camcorder. I seem to get more dynamic range on that than newer cameras, and with my white hair it bleaches out, but I can, with this camera I can get it just right, but of course it's darkening very quickly, so I'm too late to do that. Oh, melted plastic. You know, Kevin talked about this expanded foam melting in hot weather. Well, this glass shed gets very hot, it's near enough a greenhouse. It's the same material but thinner, which I want for an outdoor box, and it's curled that up. So I shall get some that's a white colour. That doesn't seem to suffer from the same thing. And lastly, John, if you want to pay £10, the TV Museum at Hemswell Cliff is open this weekend, so it could go to that, but it's reverting back to being free of charge for at least one more occasion this year. I know that's late notice, but thought you might be interested. Okay, that'll do me today. I think it's back to you, Keith. Go over to I think we'll have a different test card really, and good to catch everybody tonight. I will just watch, but obviously won't come back on. So I'm pleased to get back on the net after a lot longer than you, Richard. You said you haven't been on for a while. GU6EFB. Oh, the disadvantage of this setup is I'm not seeing any monitors, so I do need to go back to what I had a month or two back. Back to you, Keith. G4HJW.
Yeah, G4 HJW. GU6EFB. Okay, Bernie. Yeah, everything looks really good. Thanks to everyone for kind of keeping the overs reasonably short with such a long list. And yeah, it's not that easy being in net control. I'm catching the boat at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning to make my way across the channel, and to looking forward to meeting everybody at Cat 25. We're driving up from Poole, so looking forward to that. At least it'll take a few hours, and at least I won't be seeing the same thing every 30 minutes, because I'll have not driving around Guernsey this time. All the information regarding Cat 25 is on the BATC forum, so there's some useful information there. Just to follow up on what Dave said. Are you coming past me? I'm not sure where. Oh, Harlow. Probably, Mike. I'd have to take a look on the map, but we'll see. Apart from getting ready for the net, I haven't been doing a great deal this week. I've been off work, but a number of chores I needed to do. One thing I've been one thing I've seen and I've ordered is one of these. Is it going to change over? Yes. Have I still got audio? It's one of these. Have I still got audio? Is it going to change over? Yes. Have I still got audio? Yeah. This is a passive fibre interface. It's got either a male or female F-plug, and it uses a single fibre, what's it, 13 nanometers with an LC connector. And I was very skeptical, but they do actually work because Cisco and other people are using them. So I've ordered some from our favourite AliExpress. They're about £1.50 each and £4 for a length of fibre cable, 10 metres. So you can actually connect up an antenna one end, be receive only of course, and connect the other end into the receiver, and it should work down fibre optic cable. So I'm looking forward to trying that. I don't know if anyone saw Gilmore Space from Australia try to launch their rocket the other day, but it got about the height of the launch tower and then came back down to Earth, unfortunately. So I'm not going to comment on everybody. I'll be here all evening. So I'm just going to put the running order up for the second time. If I've missed anybody out who doesn't want to have a second go, let me know. And if I do this again, I'll be a little bit more prepared. I'll have a bit more of an idea at what needs to be done. G4KLB.
Okay, thanks a lot, Keith. Excellent. Let me just kill that volume, if I may. I think I got there in time. Okay, yep, excellent. Oh yeah, that. Thank you very much. That's just some noise that's being generated. Yeah, that discovery dish, Mike. Let's have a look. I'll just do this quick. It'll be real quick. But yeah, I was mentioning the whole pattern, and so hang on. I have to do it this way. It's just an unusual sort of It's just unusual. I saw that on the prototype. I think that maybe the holes were different sizes at that time, but it's just like it's just artistic, isn't it? There's no real reason for the holes to be. There's no scientific thing about it, but just to make it look pretty, I suppose. But that's all I was mentioning. That was the reason I mentioned that. Okay, so that's got that. Let me just get back on here, because then I'll be able to see what's going on. Right. Okay. I better just see if I can see the chat as well. Mine doesn't. I can't get it to scroll for something. There we go. Very good. I missed a load of chat on there. Right. Okay. What have I been doing? Well, again, we're looking at VLF, and I've got a few. I've got a few different ones. I'm using one of them's like a mini whip type of thing, but not some of them not ideally suited for the very low VLF, which is I'm looking for SAQ initially because I haven't ever received it. That's why. I think if I went into a field out the way, I'd be all right. But there we go. So I'll just do this quick, and then that'll do for this go. Right, okay, those are gone. But I've got a few. I've got the first one I got, which was this already done cheap Chinese thing. I don't know, but they're just as a reference for what I'm doing. Then I've got a couple of others which are come from a shop in the Netherlands, amateurradioshop.nl. This is a kit that you just have to solder the bits on yourself, and there's also a more conventional version. It's the same devices actually, but just in different packages, and that's to see what when we're building one, which will be in this box here. So I've got the PCBs done now, so that will be interesting to see. This will be slightly different to that because this has got obviously the bit already built into there, but this one will have the other bit on the outside, otherwise it wouldn't work in a metal box. So yeah, be interesting. So that's another little project. I'm mainly interested in the sort of the well, not as low as John goes actually frequency, but SAQ frequency and the 60 kilohertz time signal is the primary objective of this. The others one will do all sorts of things as well, but maybe not so suited to the very low, because the the diagrams we were looking at, the filter components didn't seem right. Well, they're not right actually for the lower end. So there we go. Right, okay, that'll do. Let me just see if I can find out who's it going to next. Let's have a look. See, let me see. It's still Martin. Okay, G8KOE to take it. G4KLB. See if he can find the desk.
Well, I think I came on too early. Sorry there, Keith. Not Keith. Anyway. Right. It's past my bedtime, I think, now anyway. Thanks, Keith, for running the net. I haven't got a lot to add. And, yeah, SAQ I received on my first home built one. But I followed John's excellent advice and ordered the kit from elsewhere that should arrive. The one that I got already built is working. I have a pole up in the garden at the moment, so I can easily swap over what's at the top and do some comparisons. But yeah, it's a lot to receive down there. Shouldn't have any problem getting something down there. Anyway, I'm going to pass it over to SAQ. That's G4SAQ. I think he's next. Make sure. And thanks to Keith there for running the net. And I've added you to the list of people that are doing it. So it looks like you're doing it every week now. Enter is there, Keith from G8KOE.
Well, it looks very much as though he's vanished. So, as I was next in the list, I'll take it. Thank you, Mike. Simon G4ELI. Dog's harassing me because often in the evening when I'm watching a bit of television, I'm eating cheese and biscuits. And this wretched thing down here is very keen on my cheese and biscuits. Nothing he likes more than the rind of the cheese. So thanks again, Keith, for running the show. Yeah, obviously it takes a bit of practice to get things sorted out. I'm not going to Cat 25s too far. Haven't been out of the county, apart from a brief excursion to Exeter to pick up that thing down there. I've been out of the county since 2018, and it suits me fine. Every 10 years or so, I bump into Mike when MJW, when he comes into my garden. So, nothing to add at all. For the next week, I'm planning on working on trying some different forward error correction code. I've got about one and a half weeks left that I can spend on SDR television before I have to get on with some other things. So with that, wish everyone a good night and pass it over to Oxfordshire from G4ELI.
Okay, thank you, Simon. Yeah, probably is almost 10 years actually. Surprising, isn't it, how time flies? But yeah, there you go. Simon's got a good setup down there in Cornwall, but I don't know if anyone's been there. The roads are, well, interesting. Don't take a large vehicle. It's quite like going back in time, really. The roads are very narrow and twisty and turning, and people come in the opposite direction who are obviously locals and know the road much better than you do. Right, not much else to add. The whole pattern, though, that you showed there, Colin, that was something that they just did with their prototype. And the real one doesn't look anything like that. I'll just get the roving camera onto it again and point at it, and you can see. Oh, hang on a minute. I need to switch to the roving camera. There you go. They are quite uniform. So, yeah. Not like that anymore. And it's very confusing because that's a single piece dish as well. I was a bit concerned that after I ordered it I thought, hang on, it's supposed to be a petal dish. And it wasn't, but it was when it turned up. It came in a very nice box, completely designed as well. And they've obviously put a lot of time and thought into the packaging, because you could reuse that box. You could just put it in your suitcase and turn up at the D-Expedition with it all in there. Right, well, looking forward to seeing everyone at CAT who is there, and I won't see those who are not, obviously. But it should be a good event. Do let me know if you want me to bring anything, because I'm unlikely to bring it if you don't ask. I do have quite a lot of junk, but it's more sort of Radio Rally junk. I've got K3 and the transverters, and I've got some microwave link things. But not very much DATV related, I'm afraid. Right, I've got to pass it on, haven't I, to John, G7JTT. Look forward to seeing you there, John. G7JTT, GCOMGW.
Right, still got audio must have. Yep, there we go. Right, hello again for a second time. What's interesting? What's that just come up? Something's just switched on. Don't know what that is. Anyway, just trying to think what else I've got to say. Really, yeah, I'm looking forward to CAT actually. I'm sorry, I've turned the lights off in here. It was getting too bright. I've got dimmer switches, but I like sitting in the dark. I don't know about other people, but my eyes, if I sit in a bright environment, my eyes tend to get tired, and then I struggle unwinding and going to sleep, etc. So anyway, yeah, CAT, looking forward to it. I'm hoping the weather's going to hold out. There is potentially rain for the morning, so we may see some rain on the way there, but I'm hoping by the time we'll get there it should have gone further south and spoil someone else's day. Yeah, the VLF stuff is I find it immensely interesting. I've just literally I've probably got more VLF kit in here than I've got anything else. Most of it don't work very well, but yeah, I've yet still to see anything on 5 kilohertz or 8 kilohertz. I did see Zev, I think that's how you pronounce it, ZEV, on 80 hertz, which was pretty cool. That's the Russian signalling thing. I don't know what it is. I think it's one of the things they use to go to the subs again. But it wasn't massively strong, but it was there. At the moment, if I just quickly, I won't bore you all, because it's towards the end, but if I go there, you can see that's just looking from just below 20 kilohertz up to just over 110 kilohertz. But you can see there's the RAN navigation stuff, which is still going, irrespective of what people believe that it's shut down in 19 whenevers and all the rest of it. Unfortunately, there's some QRM you can see there, but there's DCF77 time signal. These are various different sub type stuff. I think that's some QRM that's just come on. Don't know what that is, not seen that before actually. And there's for Colin, there's MFS, which is 45 dB above, well, 45 dB SNR. So yeah, there's a little bit in hand there, but it's interesting to watch, because you think it's 1 pulse a second. It's not. It's actually the way it's encoded is quite clever. It's all to do with the spacing rather than the actual length of. Cause I think all the tones are the same length. It's the gaps that change. Whereas if you go across to DFS, wherever it is there, theirs is a different encoding. Theirs is much more 1 pulse a second type thing. And this is on the loop, by the way, just in the loft. So it's not, and it's not on an E-probe. But, and if we go down to the bottom end, down here, I know I show this all the time, but I mean, there's that's Maine in the US. Just about see it. I don't think you'll see it on your screen though, but there's one there at North Dakota as well. Actually, if I turn the video gain up a bit more, you can just see it just there. It's quite weak at the moment, but that'll start to come up. And occasionally you get to see VK as well in this sort of area. So, you know, that's pretty good. Anyway, right, with that, I forgot to look who it is. I thought Dave said he wasn't coming back. But anyway, round to G6, GZH. If not, round to you, Keith. And thanks again for everything. You've done a sterling job. And you're welcome back at any time. Take care all, G7, JTT. See some of you on Sunday. Take care.
G7 JTT and the net G6 GZH. Yeah, okay, that's interesting. All that VLF stuff, John. The yeah, the one I've ordered is a mini whip, but it's Chinese. I don't know whether it's going to be a decent clone or not. And I suppose, having been watching the net for many years, I should have expected that Colin would have multiple such things in his collection. It seems impossible for him to have only one of anything apart from perhaps SQ, which probably one is enough. And just to prove it, here I've to show you that I've started my rocketry project. So there you go. Right, back round to you, Keith. G6EFB and the net G6GZH.
Yeah, G6 GZH, GU6EFB. Yeah, I like the rocketry. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks everyone. Thanks for being there and putting up with my errors. Safe journey to Cat 25 for everyone. Look forward to seeing everybody there. And we're not coming your way, Mike. I've just looked. Sue, the XYL, is coming with me, but she's staying with friends in Swindon, so we're spending Friday night in Swindon, and then I'm driving up the rest of the way on the Saturday. So I'll see those of you who are going to the meal, and on Sunday at Cat 25. So really looking forward to it. Thanks everyone for kind of keeping an eye on the time as well. There's so many people there, I was getting a bit worried what time we were going to finish. I'm going to go and shut the station down now and put bits and pieces that I want to take with me in the car, ready to dive out the door first thing in the morning. So 7-3s all, see you at Cat